In 1959, 9 experienced hikers disappeared deep inside the frozen mountains of Russia. Weeks later, rescuers finally found their camp. But what disturbed investigators most was the way they tried to escape. In early 1959, a group of experienced hikers set out on an expedition across the Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. They were young, skilled, and familiar with extreme conditions. The group was led by a 23-year-old student named Igor Dyatlov. Their goal seemed simple: cross the mountains, reach their destination, return home. But none of them ever did. At first, nobody worried. Delays were common during winter expeditions, but after several days without communication, rescue teams were finally sent into the mountains. What they discovered became one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in modern history. The hiker's tent was eventually found half buried beneath the snow. At first glance, it looked abandoned in a hurry, but then investigators noticed something deeply unsettling. The tent had been sliced open from the inside, not outside, inside, as if the group had desperately tried to escape whatever was surrounding them. Footprints leading away from the camp were later discovered nearby, some barefoot, some wearing only socks. Despite the freezing temperatures, it made no sense. The temperature that night was believed to be below -30 degrees Celsius. Nobody would willingly leave shelter under those conditions, especially not experienced hikers, yet somehow they had. The first bodies were found beneath a large cedar tree at the edge of the forest. 2 members of the group were discovered without shoes, wearing only thin underclothes. Their hands were badly damaged, as if they had desperately tried climbing the tree in panic. Nearby, traces of a small fire were found in the snow. The remaining bodies were discovered weeks later under deeper layers of ice. Some injuries shocked investigators. One hiker suffered severe chest trauma, another had major skull fractures. One woman was found missing her tongue. Yet despite the injuries, very little external damage appeared on their bodies, almost as if they had been crushed by an invisible force. The Soviet investigation struggled to explain what happened. There were no signs of another group attacking them, no evidence of weapons, no clear tracks, only confusion. Over time, theories began spreading across the world. Some believed the hikers triggered a secret military experiment. Others suspected an avalanche. Some even claimed strange orange lights were seen in the sky that night. But one detail continues to disturb people decades later. Whatever terrified the group happened suddenly, and it frightened them enough to flee barefoot into a frozen wilderness in complete darkness. The official Soviet conclusion only made the mystery worse. The case was closed with a single explanation: the hikers had died because of an unknown compelling force. To this day, nobody truly knows what happened on Dyatlov Pass. Only that something in those mountains terrified 9 experienced hikers enough to abandon everything behind and run into the snow. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains unsolved. Maybe there was a logical explanation hidden somewhere beneath the snow. Or maybe those hikers saw something in the darkness that night, something so terrifying, they chose freezing to death over staying inside that tent.